Financial advice can be costly, but what if I told you there's smarter and affordable ways to be able to get that advice so you can get your retirement plan started? If you're over 45 and don't know where to start with your superannuation as the key piece of your retirement plan, well then don't worry because you're not alone. But the good news is the information's out there and it's more accessible than ever. So in this video, I'm going to reveal 3 key ways that you can not only obtain this financial advice without breaking the bank, but also empower you with knowledge so you can control your own destiny. So as a bonus, I'm also going to reveal some key questions that you can ask to ensure you're well prepared. So stick around. For most of us, the cornerstone of our retirement plan is superannuation. But more often than not, the cost of seeking professional advice is a huge drawback. But there are some smart and cost-effective options that you may not be aware of. Guys, quick bit of housekeeping before we dive in. I'm not a financial planner. This is not financial advice. So what I am going to do though is just share with you some information that I've learned along the journey. I'll also leave links to all the information I'm going to share with you, plus some links to my other videos on similar topics. Key item number 1. Did you know financial advice could actually be paid out of your super fund? Thanks to some recent government reforms, Australians can now use the funds within their super fund to actually seek the financial advice. Of course, there are some T's and C's or pre-qualifiers that go with this, but in a nutshell, the information that you can obtain or advice you can obtain has to be specifically related to your superannuation. And examples of the types of advice you can receive is all geared around contribution strategies, income strategies in retirement, how you can maximise your super, get more into it, that sort of thing, how long your super is going to last for, payment plans, and all that sort of type of stuff directly related to your superannuation. And of course, there's some things that aren't covered, and that's any other financial advice outside of super. So if you've got things like property or shares, of course, that's still advice that you've got to pay for around how you can leverage opportunity from that. So how do you get information about this? Well, the easiest way to do is to talk to your superannuation fund or, of course, your financial planner. But I wouldn't rule out your accountant as well because there may be some tax deductible options here as well. Speaking to those experts will enable you to understand how those rules apply specific to your situation and, of course, what's appropriate to your specific needs. Key item number 2, seeking advice directly from your super fund. Super funds are now being encouraged to give their members advice, and there's also legislation now coming in where they can do it on a bigger scale. It allows members of super funds to get advice directly from the source about what they can do to maximise their own super opportunities. And it all forms part of a government initiative package called Delivering Better Financial Outcomes. All too often, many people just have superannuation as their primary investment outside the family home, yet they've still got to go to a financial planner to get advice. Financial planners, in order to give advice, need to take a holistic, bigger picture approach. Hence, they're quite expensive. And I've done a fair bit of research with this from within peer groups. And the information and feedback that I'm getting is that superannuation funds already have been quite helpful to their members and really assisting with things they can do. So it's really worth a try, and it may not even cost you too much, if nothing at all. So be sure to get in touch with your super fund to see what's on offer. Key item number 3 is self-education, or as I call it, getting the smarts. And before you think you need to be a financial expert to understand all this and run away, just hang with me because it is easier than you think. And I tell you guys, if I can go away and get this information and knowledge, you certainly can as well. All too often when you Google something like retirement income strategies, what Google would deliver you would be a 60-page PDF document that was just full of jargon and simply just too hard. But here's the good news. There's podcasts out there that are actually conducted by a financial advisor, and the information they give is incredible. Quite detailed, but in plain English as well. You can do this when you're out exercising, walking the dog, on your commute, in the car, on the train, whatever. Do it while you're cooking the dinner. Maybe just spend an hour, one hour a week, or 2 sessions of half hour a week. They break down concepts like superannuation, contribution strategies, and various other options in simple everyday language. You can also use AI, things like ChatGPT or Gemini. You can type in questions like, how much do I need to retire? Or explain to me the difference between concessional and non-concessional contributions, and instead of getting pages and pages of jargon, you'll get a succinct answer where they've taken it from all sorts of sources, and they'll give you the links to those sources. And as I stated before with the podcast, just do this one question at a time at your own pace. And of course there's YouTubes. In addition to this channel, there's numerous channels out there actually hosted by financial planners. Again, they give you, like the podcast, they give you a ton of information. They give you links to all sorts of stuff. So there's tons of information out there, guys, so just get stuck in and have a crack. The more you learn, the more confident you'll become when it's time to go and speak to a financial advisor and or make decisions. And that fits nicely into the key bonus item number 4, and that is what questions to ask. Knowledge is power, so when the time comes to go and speak to someone, you're prepared. You can go into that meeting with confidence, and better still, you can walk out of there with more knowledge and empowerment rather than a spinning head because you're confused and overwhelmed. I'll leave more below, but here's 5 power questions that you can take to your meeting. First question can be, what's the average annual return from your super fund over the past 5-10 years? And how do I find this out? That's really important. If they give you the information on how to find that out, guess what? You don't need them next time. So the next time you go and see them, you can ask them better questions. Another question you can ask is about fees. Find out how much you're currently paying from both the super fund and for the advisor. Again, this is one way you can keep them honest. It also helps you basically maybe shop around, look for other deals for your super. The third question could be, ask them if you're in the right investment strategy for your age and retirement goals. Because what's really important here, there's different types of risk factors. You could put monies into growth funds, you could put them into defensive funds. The fourth one could be, what tools or calculators can they provide you with to help you plan for retirement? Instead of just relying on them to give you a spreadsheet, go and get the spreadsheet. You can then plug all the numbers in and then make your own sort of forecast going forward. Again, taking the need away to go and see a financial planner exclusively all the time and paying the fees that go with it. Another one could be about the insurance. Ask them if you're paying for insurance in your super, and more to the point, do you still need it? This is another way where sometimes super can actually gobble up money in ways that minimise your returns. Don't get me wrong here, I'm not looking to replace a financial advisor, but this is all about just giving you more knowledge. So when, as I said before, when you go see the advisor next time, you're taking it to a much higher level than you had done previously, and less confusion. So guys, I hope this video has gone some way to demonstrate that getting financial advice doesn't need to be difficult, nor does it have to be exclusively for the rich. With new rules, smarter tools, and a little curiosity, getting information advice has never been more accessible. But more than that, I hope this has empowered you to make better use of the tools and resources that are out there to help steer you towards your end goal, quicker and easier than you thought it might have been. Right. So what's your experience with financial advice? Have you been able to use some of the tools I've shared with you in this video? Share it with us, leave us a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So if you found the video useful, be sure to give it a like. Check out some of the other videos that I've made. There's going to be links above, there'll be some below in the description box. And be sure to hit the subscribe button as well, because it really helps the channel, and that way you're up to date on all things related to retirement, travel and purpose. I'll leave it for now, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.